You guys call Chase Bradley, maybe not known for his big production. What is it you guys are looking for him to add?
He's been really good down there for I'd say 7 games or so, maybe more. Had a rough camp with us, to be honest with you. Just did not look comfortable at any time during training camp. And then he goes down there, started a little slow, but his game's really come around. Obviously we liked what we saw out of him in college, and we're expecting big things, and all of a sudden he's starting to produce. He's got a little bit of Stanley in him, where he's got that physicality, strong on the boards, he's got a great shot, can play a straight line game, a big body game. So we just want to see him. He's playing really well now. It's a perfect time to call him up and get a look at him. And I'd like to see him continue what he's been doing down there, which is all rave reviews, especially for the last few weeks.
With a guy like that who maybe isn't comfortable at the start, when he comes here, starting the season for the Eagles, he said the same thing. Do you have a conversation with him about, this is what we're looking for so you can feel comfortable to go do it?
Yeah, no question. And that's the thing. It's his first training camp, so I don't like writing players off early, or you don't want to praise them too much too early either and have unreal expectations because they have a good couple week stint in training camp, or this game's about consistency and getting your game to a high level and then being able to maintain it and sustain it as long as possible. So for him, I just wanted him to, that's why he went down immediately. Even though we had high expectations for him coming into camp, he had to go get his game in order and then be able to sustain it as long as possible before we took a look at him, which is why he's here now. And that was conveyed to him, when he was leaving training camp. Obviously, I talked to Schneeks quite a bit too. And but management has watched him down there, and the coaching staff has a lot of good things to say about him.
Coach Nate McKinnon and Miles Wood weren't on the ice this morning?
Yeah, just maintenance. Yeah.
DROUIN, I think you said week to week on the radio this morning. Is this a new injury, or is this kind of what he was dealing with?
It's part of what he was dealing with before. Yeah.
Is Russ Bolton on the timeline that he was set to be with the 6 to 8 weeks?
Yes. Yeah. He hit the ice already today, so we're just at 4 weeks. So he had the checkup yesterday morning. Things are looking good. He's progressing well. He's able to skate now lightly on his own, and then there'll be a pain tolerance thing. And as you know, with a lower body injury, you're out. The conditioning is going to be a factor. So hopefully he can continue to do more and more on the ice as this week goes along, and then we can get him up to speed. And hopefully by the time he gets cleared, he's good to go.
So you told us a couple of nights ago in Tampa, you had to be thinking ahead a little bit, planning ahead for this week with Georgie, and that not the performance you wanted from Eustis.
Yeah.
You got a back-to-back this week, 3 really good teams. Are you guys still kind of on the we're going to play it day by day, or are you guys looking at this week and knowing that you need to do some planning for scheduled starts?
Yeah, we have to do some planning because it's a back-to-back. If it wasn't, then we'd just sort of take it one game at a time. But we have some plan, and we have a plan in place for this week.
Hi, Jared.
Hi.
This is one of those weird games where there's all kinds of, Vegas's 5th night in the week. You're coming, the trap game, the first game at home.
Yeah.
You guys had a rough game the last game. Do you put any thought into any of that stuff, or is it?
I'm more concerned about our team than Vegas. You know how it is. You go on a long road trip, you have some success, and we get beat up the last game. I think it's about making sure that our team's engaged right away from the drop of the puck tonight. It's not easy to do. Guys are dragging a little bit this morning after the day off and late night. Yesterday, it's going to take some work from all the individuals in our room and from us as a staff to make sure that we're ready to go from the drop of the puck. I don't see why there is a reason why we can't bounce back and get to our game. Doesn't guarantee us success, but I think we want to make sure that we're ready to drop the puck and that our brains are turned on. They were not in Tampa. It could be mental fatigue. I don't know what it is. There's no real excuse for it, but we have to be better than that. I think if you look at our last 10 games, you take a little bit bigger picture. We're happy with the way we played. A lot of good things. 7-3, it's 3rd best in the league over the time, and we got to get back to that game as quickly as we can here and not dwell on Tampa.
You guys have obviously had all kinds of experience with this, but just the idea that you almost got healthy and had your top 6 guys together for a handful of games. Do you have to? Is there any sort of emotional management you need to do with the team, so they're not just like, you know?
Yes and no. I think it's you got to take care of that personally. You know what I mean? Like, we can help and have a quick conversation about it, but it's like, personally, if you're worried about the guys that are going out of the lineup, then your focus isn't in the right place. So you got to be dialed in on what you need to do and what your line needs to do and the different aspects of the game, whether it's special teams, 5-on-5. Like, if we're constantly concerned about who's in and out of the lineup, it's going to be a long year.
Good, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.